Hey, what's up guys? Radku here, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video. And today is going to be an update to Mokey Mokey. Now, I'm doing this update because I took part in a tournament recently and I got dead last. But the deck actually holds up really well, and I'll show off some replays in a little bit about how insanely powerful this deck is. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Starting things off, 3 copies of Mokey Mokey, the most powerful boss monster in the entire deck, one of the best cards in the game. Nothing needs to be said. I've played 2 copies of Treasure Panda. This card is really good, especially in this list. So my ratios were 2, 2, 2, and 2. So this card summons by banishing spells. This card summons on normal summon. This card summons on destruction, and this card is for some damage. So Treasure Panda and Draconet really came in clutch, and Shining Angel was more of a beat stick in the deck than anything, but it was still really good. Then Spell Striker was really good as the way of finishing off my opponent, because like the big thing about this deck is that it can easily put out enough damage to get my opponent really low. But this card is mainly just so that I can get that last little bit of damage in and really just destroy my opponent. I played 3 copies of Droll, so I was expecting different matchups, and those matchups never came. Droll wasn't exactly very good. I kind of wish I'd main decked Ash Blossom instead, but Droll is still decent. I wouldn't have main decked it if I knew which matchups I'd go up against, but Droll is pretty good in general. Played 1 copy of Monster Reborn. This card came in clutch for an OTK I pulled off. 2 copies of Mystic Mind. This card is a minor side engine at most, and is really only used if you have a really bad hand. The card itself is really good, and it does help the deck quite a bit, but it is kind of counterproductive considering how easily you can get out 3 Mokey Mokeys. I played 3 copies of Painful Decision. This card is basically a searcher from Mokey Mokey. 3 copies of Smackdown. I never pulled this card off. Like, this card never got pulled off in the entire round. But it's still pretty good. It's actually like a decent card in general, but it just didn't really come up a lot. I played 3 copies of Unexpected Die. This card is literally the best card in the entire deck. Like, literally, so going first, you can activate it, summon a Mokey Mokey without using your normal summon, which is really good. Or you could, like, summon Treasure Panda afterwards, then banish it to search a Mokey Mokey. And this card is just really good, a ton of utility, and is one of the best cards in the deck. I played 2 copies of Tri-White. This was the proper ratio for this card, I think. Just because 3 is really bricky, and 1, you'll never draw into it. So, like, this is really good. I played 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance, because the extra deck is kind of just an add-on in this deck. I played 3 copies of Super Poly. This card's amazing for getting rid of big boards. Because, like, end boards nowadays be, like, a Dragoon, and something else, or, like, stuff like that. So, like, the thing is that, like, you can actually pretty easily go into Starving Venom or Mud Dragon, and since it's spell speed 4, your opponent can't really out it. I played 3 copies of Storming Mirror Force. This card's really good. And same with Crackdown. These 2 cards came in clutch a lot. I did cut the Solemn Strike from my last build because I really wanted to play Super Poly. But like, these 2 cards are like some of the best cards in the deck. It's really powerful. So that is it for the main deck. Blazing through the extra deck. 2 copies of Link Spider, 3 copies of Link Karibo. These are mainly just to get them off the field and turn them into effect monsters. I play 1 copy of Cerberus for removal, same with Phoenix, and Unicorn. Unicorn is mainly just so that I can go into 5300 access. I played 1 copy of IP. This card's really good. It's one of my few ways of setting up Disruption. Play 1 copy of Access Code for OTKs, 1 copy of Appaloosa, which is easy to set up in the deck, provides a nice form of disruption. I played one copy of Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, which actually I played, and it got me a win. I played one copy of Trishula, Dragon of Icy Imprisonment. So I played this before I realized that it couldn't be used as a super poly target, which is dumb, but like still it's definitely a decent card. Mainly like I didn't really use it a lot, but I could use it like sometimes when I had like some monsters on the field, but I didn't have enough to do the link plays, or I banished something off of Extrav. I could easily use this to bounce back, maybe get a nice big beat stick on the field. And then, of course, my Super Poly targets one copy of Mud Dragon and one copy of Starving Venom. But that is it for the deck profile. Blazing through the side deck, of course. Lightning Storm for going second. Cosmic Cyclone. Lance, Nibiru, and, of course, Ash Blossom. The side deck was actually pretty nice for this whole thing. But, like, here, let's go over some of the replays real quick. Okay, so here we are at the replay. This one was against Polylord and his Adamancipator Prank Kids deck. So the thing is that I got the first thing, which actually was insane. So I drew into a really good hand. So I'll just fast forward, pause when I need to. So really, this is a really good hand. Being able to have Storming, Mirror Force, and Crackdown in hand while having a board presence is really good. So Adamancipator is kind of a glass cannon nowadays, because like once you stop their normal summon, they can't do anything. So I use that just in case they get a big beat stick on the field. So if he normal summons Doki Doki, I take control of it with Crackdown, because he can't really do anything after that. So I drew into Super Poly, set Super Poly, linked those off into an IP just so that I have some disruption, attacked, and then end phase, ended turn. He normal summoned that and attacked for some reason. I bounced it back to the hand. So it was my turn. I drew into a Shining Angel, normal summoned it, and then attacked for a nice chunk of damage. So now is where the issue comes up. So he normal summons Roxy's, goes into Meow Meow, summons the Supplier and the Dropsies. Now here's where I tried to use Super Poly, but it didn't work, because apparently you need polymerization and only cards you control, which is weird, but I was okay with it. It didn't work. I set it, returned it, got the card back. It was fine. We linked off into Dodo, went into Roxy's. Then I tried to IP, but he had a Forbidden Droplet, which is fine. He overlaid into Granite, used Granite to search Researcher, summoned the Researcher. And here's where the issue started. I thought he was gonna win at this point, but like it actually turned out pretty well. So here, I'll just fast forward through his play, because it's gonna take a while. So he went into the the Risen. He summoned that, returned the rest. Signs, summon Researcher, go into Hulk. Boral with 2 negates, Verte to go into Dragoon. And then end phase, I Super Poly'd him and got a Starving Venom. So yeah, he just lost his entire board presence with one card, and he can't respond. Super Poly doesn't target. It's amazing. So he attacked my Mokey Mokey, which was a huge blow to me, but attacked my IP. So I drew into a Spell Striker. I tried to use Super Poly, but I forgot that it needed to be on the field. Used Spell Striker's effect, banishing the die. He quick effected into Synchron. He missed timing. I attacked directly with Striker, attacked with Starving Venom, and then, yeah, I ended. So, on his turn, he tried to pull off a clutch play. summoned the Leonite, I thought I was done for. Like, I genuinely did think I was dead. If he didn't mill into one, I would have won. I still won, of course, but like still. So he went put those back. Summon Seeker. Now here's where he tried to do something. So he summons that, returns everything. So then this man's tried to summon a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which was fine. He attacked my Starving Venom. I chose not to use its effect because it would have destroyed my Spell Striker, and by doing so, I won the duel. He tried to negate it, but I never used it, so yeah. So I took a huge chunk of damage, and just like that, I won the game. Spell Striker, told you, came in clutch. It was amazing. But like that, just like that, I won the game. It was insanely powerful. I really, really like this deck. And yeah, that's pretty much it for replay number 1. Let's go to the next. Okay, so here we are at this. So this hand was pretty good. Okay, so he used the Prosperity, banished 3, mill 3. It's really all he needed. Added the Dark Lords, because Nurse Burn is a thing. Summoned Pathfinder, search Mystic Mine. Now, I thought he really had game here. He searched his 3rd Mystic Mine, because I'm pretty sure he had another Mystic Mine. Oh, no, 2nd Mystic Mine. So, like, still, he had a pretty good hand, on top of the fact that he was able to search his Nurse. So, he activates Mine, sets, and passes. So he's already negated his own effects. He sets that, then, activates Banishment. Then he sets another one and activates the Mine. That was where he messed up. So if he didn't set that one, I still would have lost. But then I activated Decision, dumped the Mokey, searched that, then flipped the Panda, normal summon the Draconet, use the effect of Draco, special summoning a Mokey from the deck. Now, I didn't have any more Mokey targets, so I used that to go into a Link Spider, then link those off into a Nightmare Phoenix. I don't know why I did that. I misread, but so I discarded that to destroy the Mine, which was mainly just to clear up plays for later. Summoned the Unicorn, activated Mine, passed, just so that he was kind of stuck there too. Couldn't really use anything. Got the gift card, which was sad. He was playing on phone, so it was kind of difficult. I understand. He used this to go into a Hulk, which is actually a misplay because he didn't use any tuners. But I was okay with it because I didn't pay attention, so it was my fault too. So he went into that, destroyed it. Now, here's where I won. So I activated Crackdown, stole his house key Fibrax, linked those off into an access code with 5300. Then I used the effective access code, banishing the Phoenix to destroy it, but he couldn't respond, so that got destroyed. Then I banished Link Spider, activated Monster Reborn, summoned the Unicorn, normal summoned Mokey Mokey, linked off into a Mekk-Knight Crusadia Avermax, and then swung for game. Seriously, like, this combo that ended literally in an access code and a Mekk-Knight Crusadia Avermax in Mokey Mokeys. And I still had Super Polyset, even though I didn't have a discard for it. I had a full OTK right here, and that was game. Like, seriously, this deck is really powerful. Attack directly, then attack directly for game. That was it. Like, I had won that round, and that was insane. Like, that, I was very proud of myself for being able to pull that combo off. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for the combos. So, as most of you might know, this deck is kind of a meme. Like, everything about this deck is trolling and memeing. But the thing is that the deck is really good. Probably the whole reason you clicked on this video is because of how much of a meme Mokey Mokey is. But the deck is actually really, really powerful. And I definitely suggest picking this up because the deck is really, really strong. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and let me know what you thought. And let me know if there's anything you would change about the deck. Of course, you'd change up the hand trap lineup, but would you change up the spell lineup? Would you cut out Super Poly, change the traps, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. Peace, guys.